Hi, my name is Katarina Samardzija. I'm a senior student athlete at Grand Valley State University, and my company is Locker Lifestyle. It all started when one day after practice, my teammates and I went into our gym. All we needed was an ID and key. That's it. But we ended up bringing bulky wallets, extra cash, things we didn't need. Not only are running belts an eyesore, they go against you and they're extremely bulky. So when my teammates and I had stuff stolen out of our lockers, I knew I had to do something about it. Fortunately, my mom, known as Momager, had a bridal store, and I was able to meet with her seamstress, and within a few hours, the first prototype of the wrist locker was born. The wrist locker is a wrist wallet specific to the length of an ID to fit cash, keys, and the largest size will fit up to an iPhone 10 Plus. The wrist locker is also patent pending. The head locker is a patent-pending pocketed headband worn at the base of your head secured by Velcro to fit ID, cash, lip balm, and can even be wrapped around the wrist as an added wrist wallet feature. The little locker is a smaller and adjustable wrist wallet that's got Velcro and elastic. The pocket expands to 3 times its size to fit cash, keys, to go on wrist, belt loop, shoelaces, or even a dog collar for doggy bag and dog treats. And just a few weeks ago, I was issued the official patent on the little locker. And I make sure that every single one of my products are comprised of high performance and dry wicking fabric. So you can sweat, get it dirty, and they go right in the wash. To attest to the quality and perseverance of the products you have in front of you, you can see that both the wrist locker and little locker have semi-auto locking zippers. And this was very purposeful in that for the large teeth coil of the zipper, you can actually move it over without it shifting, so you can stick the headphone jack out if you need to. And the semi-auto locking portion is so that if you're on the go, the tab is not going to jangle around, nor will it snag on anything. And I was very adamant about sourcing this type of zipper because I'm on the go constantly, especially after practice. And so I got a local YKK rep, and YKK makes the zippers for pretty much everything you own. And this rep was unsuccessful in helping me find these zippers. And I was so adamant that the rep gave me the head information, contact information for the head YKK account for the entire United States. And I was so persistent with him, his name was Harry. He gave me his entire spreadsheet of every single textile and manufacturer that YKK sends to. And I called every single one of those contacts, and needless to say, you have the semi-auto locking zipper in front of you. And up until a few weeks ago, every single product was handmade by myself and with the help of family and friends. And fortunately, through Momager's store, I learned how to sew. I was able to use their really expensive sewing machines and space. Unfortunately, in January of 2017, my Momager lost her store to a devastating fire. Not only did she lose her business of 26 years, but I lost all my materials, patterns, and prototypes to make the product. I was back to zero. Since then, I found a local manufacturer, and all 3,000 units that I've sold to date were handmade. But I couldn't keep up with demand, which is a good problem. So within the last couple weeks, I've already sourced and received batch from overseas manufacturers. I've sold to ages 5 to 95. Now, before starting Locker Lifestyle, I didn't even know what an entrepreneur was. I wanted to go to medical school. I took the super fun organic chemistry biochem classes. And then when I started this business, I really wanted to do it for myself. I was like, well, I just need this product. I'm gonna go to the gym, do my own thing. And then I had people coming up to me constantly asking, where can I get one? And saying I'm not the only one with this problem. And then I realized I had something. So that's when I switched my major to double in entrepreneurship and marketing. I'm fortunate enough there is an SBDC branch located right in my university, so I'm able to meet with financial and marketing expert whenever I need and for free. Our Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation is sponsored by Box Water and the DeVos family to support the local entrepreneurial community of our college. And I've worked closely now with my marketing and management professors to use Locker Lifestyle as case studies to solve problems of target market research and even product development within my classes. And I've been able to sell those 3,000 units of product without a single dollar spent on marketing because of the local leverage. Now this is Hannah. She's an Instagram influencer, and one day she messaged me out of the blue. She said, "Oh my gosh, I love your product, and I have to buy one right now and tell you why." I said, okay. She said she was out for a typical run, didn't want to wear the bulky running belts, and didn't think she needed an ID. She was hit by a car, knocked unconscious for hours. Police couldn't identify her, hospital couldn't even tell her parents. Thankfully, she's okay, but now she says she never runs without her wrist locker again. And it was then I realized not only am I providing convenience, but safety and a peace of mind. Locker lifestyle products are perfect for the travel, festival, and fitness industries. There's also 375 million theme park goers every year. I mean, do you really trust those open cubbies right before you're about to go on a ride? Within a few seconds, anyone can snatch up your stuff from that previous ride. And traveling, you know how many pickpocketers there are out there? The athleisure market last year was worth over $22 billion, and the travel industry is growing 2% monthly. My primary target market are young, active females ages 25 to 35 because they represent 85% of all active social media users where I'm running my marketing campaigns now. And I've attended numerous local expos and trade shows where I've sold out every single time. I currently sell on my website, lockerlifestyle.com, and by the end of the month, I will be launching on Amazon. I also have current partnerships with GSEA, a local sporting goods store in Michigan, and within attending their expo, actually for the first time, in 2 hours, we sold out of product, and they said that's never happened with them before. So we're already working on a reorder. And I'm in Skirt Sports, which is located here in Boulder, Colorado, and just a few weeks ago, they placed their third and largest reorder. I'm also in Score Sports Center and Marie Lamode, which are local fitness boutiques. And I've done co-logoing partnerships with FedEx, local high school, and a cruise line. My future partners include Camping World, where I have connection to a rep right now, the Susan G. Komen Foundation for doing breast cancer logos on the back for charity runs, as well as Fleet Feet, another local sporting goods store, and local colleges and universities. And I've used my status as a student athlete where I have now direct connection to the athletic directors for starting my partnership with universities through GVSU. From 2017 to 2018, Locker Lifestyle grew over 200%. And projections for 2019 don't even include the future possibility with another FedEx order within their branch and Camping World. I'm so fortunate that not only my coach has been understanding where I've taken this business, but my professors in allowing me to skip the first week of class, which I'm not complaining about. I also have 30 brand ambassadors across the country, men and women, but mostly young college students who are a part of a private Facebook group and are helping spread the Locker Lifestyle love. I graduate in less than a semester, and I will be doing Locker Lifestyle full time. And I just issued a work grant I'm in the Future Founders National Fellowship Program, and I was offered to work out of their space in 1871 in Chicago when I graduate. But I would not be where I am without the incredible group of mentors that I have. The CEO of Skirt Sports, Nicole DeBoom, she helped me find my first fabric suppliers and learn to bridge the gap into wholesale and retail. The CEO of Twisted Silver, she has her jewelry and Emmy gift bags. The VP of Climate has been helping me bridge the gap to Amazon. I have multiple financial experts, both of whom are past professors, and momager and dadager have been incredible advisors to the business. They both have owned their own businesses. And it was not until a couple years ago that I realized that being an entrepreneur is literally in my DNA. But my most involved mentors are the founders of SheFit who are on Shark Tank. And it is because of them that I have my current overseas manufacturers. I would invest $5,000 into manufacturing in the current batch that I have coming in, $3,000 into Facebook ads and the marketing campaigns that I've been planning, and the remainder $2,000 would go towards web development and SEO optimization, because my primary channel is e-commerce. It would be an incredible opportunity to be able to go to one of the most densely populated regions in the entire world of Macau, China. My manufacturers are actually a short flight away, and it would be incredible to be able to expand to their market of over 38,000 gyms and the rising health industry.
2 minutes remaining.
Their tourism market is known as the Vegas of the region. And so I'm selling out on retail and online. I've been able to access multiple distribution channels, such as my website, Amazon, handful of retailers, and do a multitude of promotional opportunities for co-logoing and promotional items. I have my graduation plan place in line with future founders in the work grant and moving back to Chicago, where I'm originally from. I have my patents pending, well actually 3 patents pending and 1 fully issued patent. So help me expand to Macau, China, and make every lifestyle a locker lifestyle.
Okay, judges, your 10 minutes for Q&A begins now. Please use the microphones when asking your question and raise your hands.
It's actually best if you can wear the pocket at the base, so you don't, yeah, so you put it at the base so that no one even sees it.
I'll start. Great presentation.
Thank you.
How can you prevent yourself from selling out? You've talked a little bit about a history of selling out, so what are you doing in the future to prevent that from happening?
So now that I just got the overseas manufacturers, to my parents' dismay, I have quite a few cardboard boxes full of product now, and they're where I'm looking for places of distribution now to be able to put that product. But I now have the inventory. I just got in my first batch a few weeks ago of product, so I've been able to scale that I've made this partnership now.
So you talked about the fire that kind of set you back. How long ago was that, and what was the journey like recovering from that?
That was in January of 2017, and it was so sudden and unexpected, and it was really emotional in a sense that, okay, this is not only my loss, this is family, and my mom, known as Momager, has helped me gotten to this point. This business wouldn't have started without her, absolutely. And so it really hit home of like, okay, what am I gonna do? I could choose to have a pity party, or I'm gonna be bigger, better, and stronger. And I had actually one of my professors kind of sat me down, and he was like, you have this potential, you like to talk, you could really sell your product, and this is something that you found you're really passionate about. And it was then that kind of changed my mindset, and I pushed through, and I went to a lot of networking events, and I found the people where I needed these gaps, especially in manufacturing was number 1. And I actually found partners with Comfort Research, so they distribute beanbags to Costco, Sam's Club, the largest retailer in the world of beanbags. And they offered to take me to China with them to also help in-source manufacturing.
At what point are you going to be in retail stores? How will you know you're ready? Talk to us about that path.
So you're never really ready for anything. I've learned by just kind of jumping in and trial and error. I'm already in multiple retail stores, Gazelle, Skirt Sports, SSC, Marie Lamode, and the partnership with FedEx. So I actually, in 2018, I won the National Small Business Grant Competition, and that allowed me to bridge the gap with them, and my products will be featured in their World Hub store. So by those sorts of connections, and I also have a connection to Camping World, and honestly, just I've listened to TED Talks on just finding your way through the buyer, going through LinkedIn, things like that. So for future buyer potential, I'm just gonna kind of hustle that out. And also, I've been looking in with one of my interns to attend local, more larger scale expos and trade shows as well to get that exposure.
What's been your leadership experience so far, and how are you going to approach building a team and leading people?
So that has started to stem for me from playing sports my entire life. And I was in high school, I was the captain of the tennis team for 2 years, and kind of learned early on, a lot of the girls didn't really take things as too seriously, so it was finding that balance. And then coming to college and learning that relationship with actually an older class of athletes. But for me, it was building a team culture. I'm not the only person capable of doing these things. I definitely have a vision for the company, but the interns that I have, the advisors that I have, my momager, dadager, we're all one team. But I've learned to find where my gaps are and try to delegate efficiently in that way. Looks great, yeah. You can actually get things in and out without even having to take it off.
Katarina, what do you think that you've learned about yourself as a result of this entrepreneurial journey? And where do you see are those spaces? You mentioned the gaps in the organization, but the gaps in you, the gaps in your skills that you feel like you really want to keep working on.
Totally. So I'm so not a perfect human. I realize that I have a lot of grit, and that when something needs to get, like, for example, when something really needs to get done, it's going to happen. Like, for my website, when I started off on Etsy and the fire happened, and when I had that realization I'm going to make it bigger and better, I said, okay, I need a website of my own. I want to keep these margins, and Etsy was taking too much. And I was getting quotes from developers for thousands and thousands of dollars, and I just couldn't afford that at the time. And so I said to myself, I was like, Kat, you're going to figure this out. You're going to save a lot of money. And I figured out how to do it myself. But I realized that the more I immerse myself in every aspect of the business, it's been important to find those gaps. I realized that my gaps are on the SEO development side. I'm more towards the sales side. When I go to the expos and trade shows, I don't lose a single sale when I see your phone and I could show you that it fits in the band. But as far as that tech side is where I'm looking for those people to kind of fill in and help scale the business.
First off, great job on your presentation.
Thank you.
I have two quick questions. One, what makes you happiest in your life? And two, what drives you for your business?
What makes me happiest is, well, the other day, I got in some barcodes for Amazon because I've been teaching myself this whole process of Amazon, and I was so excited. And my mom goes, "What are you excited about?" I go, "I finally got my barcodes to get on Amazon." And she goes, "You're that excited about barcodes?" Like, it's so, like, I realized, like, I put so much heart and soul into this business that I'm so passionate, and I can get beaten down and it can be exhausting one day, and I want to wake up and I'm going to do it again and again and again. And, like, those small wins are what drive me. But what really drives me is that I've connected with so many women who make excuses to go work out or just feel like they can't be safe when they go for runs. And when I'm able to help them from a safety and peace of mind perspective is so powerful to me. I didn't think in my wildest dreams that I was capable of providing that.
Where do you see Locker Lifestyle in 10 years?
Love that question. So I have a lot of different product ideas, and I can share a couple with you. So I'm actually working on an insertable waterproof pocket, so you can wear it when you're going on a cruise or things like that, so it'll protect your phone because the band is washable. And I'm also working on kind of like a road ID or medical tag, so you would input your personal information, it would be sewn in the band. So if you wanted to go for a run or with your kids to Disney, they would have that information on them. That's another add-on feature I'd like. So more product ideas, and I'd also like to scale to larger retailers. I'd like to have my own distribution in-house, which is a lot easier to do co-logoing opportunities and instead of pulling it from some other warehouse.
How do you want to be remembered by your classmates?
I've never gotten that question before. I would say it's been really interesting. I thought they would be at first jealous of, maybe because sometimes my professors talk about it and I don't ask them to, which is really humbling. But it was funny, so I was able to attend class on Monday, and one of the professors brought up, we actually, in my entrepreneurship class, we actually have an entrepreneur in the room, and he kind of looked at me because I knew him, I was working with him before. And the girl in front of me, this is a real story, and she started explaining my whole business. She was like, "Oh my gosh, yeah, I know this girl, Locker Lifestyle." And the professor looked at me like, "Oh my gosh, what is she getting into?" And I was trying to look, I'm like, do I know this girl? I could only see her hair. And my professor, he goes, "Turn around." And she was like, "Oh my gosh, that is so cool. I wanted to meet people, like, started our own business, so like-minded." So I want to be viewed as a resource because I've been through it all. I've seen the side of manufacturing, I've seen the side of web development, IP, and it's really, really difficult, and a lot of people don't know where to start. So I want to be able to be that resource and connect with them, especially doing these case studies. And the four of my interns are all past classmates. When they connected with me, they loved the team environment and what they were able to learn. And now they actually run some local expos with me. So if I have a tennis tournament or something, they go off, they know the guidelines, and they've been able to take care of it themselves.
What's the logo? Looks like a pineapple.
Correct. So actually it's a little hidden logo. So the two L's on the side stand for Locker Lifestyle. And pineapples are a symbol of prosperity and good fortune.
I'd love to hear the story about momager and dadager.
So it was, you get down in the dumps, you have really great friends, but they don't really understand where you're coming from. And it's also like not a lot of my friends are entrepreneurs or have started businesses, and both of my parents have started their own businesses. And my grandparents came to this country with $1 in their pocket and started their own business. So I know I can always turn to them, and it's like that manager side, that resource, that go-to, that person. So I actually, if you guys ever want to email my mom, I bought her the email handle momager@lockerlifestyle.com. I'm serious, I did that. It was a Mother's Day gift.
All right, thank you, and that's time.
Thank you.